My name is Jorb. I love gear. I'm talking again about one of my favorite keyboards, Behringer's Deepmind 12. I've done another patch pack. I've just finished all the original factory presets for the Korg PolySix, and I'm making them available to you. I've done this already. I copied the factory presets from the Juno 106 and the JX3P, and I'll link those videos somewhere around here and in the description as well. I do this for a few reasons. I'm very familiar with the Deepmind, its controls, how it's going to respond, etc., etc. And when I get a new keyboard, especially these vintage nuanced ones, this is a great way for me to step through a lot of the parameters, get familiar with it, its limitations. So this is in part, I want to sit down long enough with the PolySix to feel it and understand it and really know what I'm working with. And also, I want to prove a point that vintage keyboards sound good and are special, but the sounds they make are not out of your reach if you have an analog polysynth, especially one as flexible as the Deepmind. And you don't need to spend $2,000 on a Juno or PolySix to have the sounds they can make. You just need some very careful programming. I'm happy to do that programming and make these patches and put them all together and give them to you guys. The PolySix has 4 banks of 8, A, B, C, and D, and so that's how the patches on the Deepmind are organized. And they're just labeled with the numbers A1 through 8, B1 through 8, etc., etc. And then after that is 8 in a row, preloaded with the chorus effect at varying speeds, and then 8 preloaded with the phaser, then 8 preloaded with the ensemble, and then 8 of my own that weren't factory presets because I thought it'd be nice to make it to a clean 64. If you didn't know, the PolySix is in mono, and so when I compared these, and when you've heard the demos today, the Deepmind is running in mono, but all the effects have been doubled up in a way that they'll behave in stereo when you plug it in that way, so no worries. Just noting what I found difficult, the sawtooth waves just sound different, and the pulse width never sounded the same, never sounded exactly the same. So it was a lot of where is that difference in what I hear in the spectrum coming from? Is that from the raw wave? Is that from the effects? Is that from the filter? And over trying to figure that out. You get in this sort of loop, just hammering the same note over and over 100 times, back and forth on each keyboard, you know, turning the chorus off, changing the filter, etc., etc. So it can be a little tedious, but I think we came out pretty good. The patches I find particularly intriguing are the ones that sort of emulate electric piano sounds. I have a soft spot in my heart for those sounds that aren't bombastic with a gentle decay, soft filter, all those things, and I think that's what I associate with the PolySix. So the last two patch packs, the Juno and the JX3P, were available for free forever, and I, in the last couple weeks, updated them to pay what you want, and I'm going to do that with the PolySix as well. It's going to be pay what you want with a minimum of $0, because when I say pay what you want, I mean that. If you don't want to pay anything for these, you don't have to, but you can still use them and enjoy them. But enough people asked, and I'm very, very flattered that enough people asked for a way to support me that I figured I'd make that an option. I sincerely mean pay what you want. There was no pressure to give me any money. I don't really expect any. But if you do want to throw me $5 or $10 because you've downloaded 3 of these patch packs, gotten use out of them, I'm so flattered by the idea that anybody wants to pay me for these. I don't download other patch packs, so I don't know what's fair. It's kind of hard for me to express that I can sit in my basement and learn and enjoy myself and look at a camera for a while, and 2,800 people care what I have to say. It's the only way I can really describe it is gratitude. I'm grateful, and I'm flattered that people think my opinions are worth listening to. I'm flattered, and I'm grateful that people think my work is worth using and enjoying and appreciating and telling people about and sharing and etc., etc., etc. So I appreciate you all being here. There you go. I'm getting sappy. I'll cut myself off. If you aren't subscribed, I ask that you look around the channel a little bit, see if anything else interests you. If you have Deepmind, especially, there's no shortage of things for you to talk about. I am planning more patch packs, so subscribe if you think I did a nice enough job to look out for the next one. I'd really like to do one where I'm designing the sounds. I'm not trying to emulate anything. I have the original manuals for the SH-101 and the ARP Odyssey, and I might copy those mono patches in the Deepmind if it seems like there's a desire for that. I think it's 40 and 64 or something. So if those sound of interest to you, subscribe and you'll see them when they come up. But I'll play some demos for the rest of the video, and that'll be it. The download link will be below. It's on Gumroad. Pay what you want. I mean that. This is as much a thank you to people who subscribe and support me as it is any of the other things I mentioned. So I really appreciate you watching. Enjoy these patches. I hope you get some use out of them. My name's been Jorb. I really love gear. That includes the PolySix, includes the Deepmind. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.